faster could she have gone if she didn't celebrate? These are two marks that we didn't think would get touched. I mean, in our lifetime, basically heading in to the year, and now we're seeing it, and the depth is there too, because you mentioned the Jamaican trials, Serenity. We've seen fast times all throughout the world. Blessing Okabari ran a really fast wind-aided mark. Of course, we've seen what Shelly and Fraser Price has done legal. Fraser Price ran another 1071 tonight. It's getting to the point where 10.7, we're kind of looking at it the same way when Bolt ran a 9.6 or 9.7, like a 9.6 high or 9.7. Like, okay, whatever. But no, it's rare. It's just that people are running so fast now that it's sort of thrown out of whack our perception of these times. I'm not ready to go like favorite yet with all this stuff, because it's so meat by meat. And obviously it was a fast night at the track. I think we can say that across the board. 100-degree temps, whatever it ended up being, I guess are really good for sprinting. That was my one takeaway from this. So I want to see more of the Diamond League season unfurl here. I think Miller Weibo is going to be tough to beat, and Dina Asher-Smith's solid in the 200 as well. But man, the U.S. is sending a legit 200 team.
But I would argue that Gabby is the favorite because she showed consistency.
Yeah.
She came off of doing 3 rounds of the 100, right? Earlier the trials, still got 5th there. So it's not like she was super fresh. And then she ran 3 straight 21-second 200s. That to me shows you that this wasn't a flash in the pan, that like she's going to be able to keep that 21-second fitness through 3 rounds. And if you're doing that, I don't see her being beat right now. Now, if she would have ran like 22-1, a 22-1 in the semis, and then had this one off, then I'll be like, yeah, this seems like just like a miracle race. But the fact you look at the previous 200 she ran, it shows that this wasn't a miracle. It was like leading to this. Yeah. And Jenna Prandini as well. Like I could see U.S. going 1-2 and Shawnee Miller-Weibo getting 3rd. I know I'm homering right now and getting a little too much in the moment. I see this Jenna Prandini photo and I'm just getting in the vibes. I'm like, yeah, Jenna's gonna get 2nd. So, but I'm just saying, Jenna and Gabby both showed consistency through 3 separate 200s, which is what you need to do well at the Olympics.
Well, and both Jenna Prandini has trained with Serenity Douglas before, so I think that could give her an edge when it comes time for Tokyo. Did you teach her all that stuff?
I wish. No, I really feel like it's more so Kenny Harrison. Her, Kenny, and Tiana, they all train together, and they are just unstoppable at practice. So it's going to be deep. I think USA is going to take up a lot of the field in the final of the final in Tokyo.
Yeah. Okay.
Kevin, is Austin, Texas becoming the hub for fastest women on the planet? You got Gabby here. You got Kenny here. You got Jenna here. You got Delila's in Texas, right?
Delila is in Texas. She's in Dallas. Yeah, she's in Dallas.
So
no, she's in Dallas.
Maybe it's not technically, but Austin. I mean, 3 of the fastest women on the planet are in our backyard.
Well, you didn't mention Tiana Daniels either. Isn't Tiana still out here?
Right, you didn't mention Tiana Daniels.
Exactly.
It's Texas. I can honestly say it's Texas. We have this argument all the time on Twitter: Texas versus Florida, Texas versus Georgia. It's Texas, and Texas is gonna win the cake every time.
Okay, let's have the 4x1 conversation briefly because we have a lot of other events to get to, but it feels good to slot it in right here. Serenity. This was Gordon's and my team unofficially after we watched it. Javian Oliver lead off. I think she's really good out the blocks. She finished runner-up in the 100. On the backstretch, we had Prandini second. Then we had Thomas on the curve because of how well she ran the curve, handing to Shikari on the anchor. Tiana's not in there. Tiana's not in there. So I know you're going to say that's a terrible team because you want Tiana in there. But put that aside for a second. That's a pretty good team.
It's a great team. It's a record-breaking team. That's the thing about this year going into Tokyo. I really, no matter what you do, it's going to be a record-breaking team. No matter who you put on it, it's going to be ridiculous.
How about this?
Well,
Tiana / Javian. Whoever wins in the 100 in Tokyo gets that leadoff spot. Because Tiana can start, right, Serenity?
Tiana's start is the best out of all of them, out of Jenna and Kenny. So, but I like that. That's your prediction. Keep your prediction just as that. I need everybody's prediction to leave Tiana Daniels out of it, because that's exactly what it usually is going into championships. And what does she do every time?
Okay, well, no, I'm open to the fact that you're gonna have like Oliver or Daniels, whoever finishes higher, whoever's got the hot hand in Tokyo, you're gonna want to put on there. My question to you though, is there any way you leave off Thomas and Prandini based on what they did in the 200? Because you got a lot of, I mean, you got other people you could use from the relay pool, obviously, although Prandini and Thomas were 4 and 5 in the 100, so it would make sense to use them in the 4x1.
I think because Prandini and Thomas both made a bigger impact in the 200 than Javian and Tiana did in the 100, statistically. I think if they went, 10-7, then that would be a different story. But because they just hit out of the 22s, that's a bigger statement technically. So I think it could, I have no idea. I think it's going to be great no matter which way it goes. But like I said, I think that Tiana's going to shock everybody. And I think that she will end up getting put on the relay because she's a strong relay runner. And she was on the one at Worlds, so she's experienced too. So that always gets the cake too. So
if she gets to the final, they'll put her on for sure.
I do want to say this though. As much as we can hype our US 4x1, they're going to get smoked by Jamaica. It's not.
I don't know if they're going to get smoked anymore. No, I don't know. No,
I think they are. I think they're going to get smoked.
Tonight changed things. Yeah, but like, you got a 21-6 runner out there, and you got a 21-8 runner with a flying start. I think it's going to be way closer than we thought going into.
Yeah, but they're not. It's not a 4x2. It's a 4x1.
I cannot wait for you to get dragged in the comments because Jamaica is not going to blow anybody out. Not this year, at least.
The Jamaican 4x1, I think, will break the world record. Do you see the way look at that final? The U.S. women's 100-meter final was not that. It was Sha'Carri and then everyone else, if we're being honest. Where that Jamaica 100-meter final was like legitimately. Like, I think Oliver and Tiana Daniels would have finished 6th and 7th in that race.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Because Shelly Ann's doing Shelly Ann things. I'm not a fan of Jamaica by any means. I'm just saying, like, we gotta respect
it's Team Jamaica at Shelly Ann Fraser Price. Mm-hmm. But there's 4 people on a 4x1 at the end of the day. I just think that we have more solid runners.
So you got Thompson Hurrah, obviously, has been great. Shrika Jackson's been great. But I think what changes the calculus a bit here is what Thomas and Prandini have proven. Like they were good in the 100 and they were fabulous in the 200, right? They were out of this world in the 200, which bodes well for a 4x1 leg where you're getting a flying start or
look at
running on a curve.
Look at the current top 100. Look at the current. Put it up.
Yeah,
there are 4 Jamaicans in the top 5.
I think they're the favorite. I'm not saying they're not the favorite. I'm just saying it got a lot closer based on tonight because you put a 21-6 person in there. I know it's a 4x1 and not a 4x2, but you got Gabby Thomas on that curve. I don't think anybody's running it better right now. If there is, let me know.
Like you said, it's a flying start. You give Jenna Prandini and Gabby Thomas a flying start. If a 150 was an event, a real event, then we already know how that would go. So just honestly, I just think it's going to be tough.
Yeah, America will could break the American record, but I think world record will be Jamaica.
Oh my god!
How about that? That's the way we'll.
Come on, Kevin. Moving on.
I checked in on the comments, Serenity. Actually, this is the one time Gordon is getting more agreement on this. So,
oh my
There's
gosh,
a lot of Jamaican love in the chat. A lot of Jamaican love. It's closer than I thought it was going to be. Yesterday, I thought it was going to be a walkover. Now, on the men's side of things, don't get me started on that. But we won't touch on that. 400 hurdles.